Alright, ladies, gentlemen, and all of the configurations of being, we need to talk about Hazbin Hotel. Because, yeah, I was going to wait until the end of the season to discuss this juicy little topic that is Vox Populi, the people's voice. But episodes 5 and 6 have emboldened me to come out of the closet about my Hazbin Hotel hyperfixation that grows by the day. I'm currently finishing up my Alistair redesign, which I'm fucking cooking. But I wanted to specifically focus on Vox, who I'm holding out hope for Alistair. I'm holding out hope for my boy Alistair, because he was always my favorite from day one. But they're not using him. you know, even in season 1, there's a reason he's on Fraud Watch. I just know that Alistair is going to be one of the main players in Vox's downfall, because Vox is basically setting himself to be pulled apart in like two directions, because you got Vox, and then here's Vox. And at one side of it you have Heaven, who's gonna fucking tear him to shreds, because they've got Charlie on their side, and Charlie has plot armor because she's the protagonist. And literally the entire story of the V's is like the Tower of Babel. Like the V Tower looks like the Tower of Babel. But on one side you got Heaven and Charlie, and they're gonna pull Vox apart, and then Alistair's on the other side, just Alistair. And probably the other V's, which are just going to go, and then he's going to snap in half. And he's going to crumble and maybe not die. I don't think he's going to die, because I think that they're going to redeem him over the course of maybe season 3 or 4. It's going to be what people thought was going to happen to Adam, where they were like, oh, he's dead, so now he can be in hell and be redeemed. I think that's going to happen to Vox. Okay, and I need to talk about Alistair with this too. I think Alistair is going to be if not the main villain of season 3, then season 4. Because season 3 and 4 have been greenlit. We know that they're happening, and I'm so excited for it. Because this season is just genuinely so much better than season 1. But if they've got 2 seasons left in this show, we've got 2 main villains left in the show. And I think those are Lute and Alistair. Because Lute is obviously not going to be the final boss of season 2. It's Vox. Vox is having his time to shine. But then, they've been setting up Lute with her little Arkham Knight Joker, Adam ghost in her head. And I think she's going to be the main antagonist of season 3. But how this gets to Vox. If Alistair, once he's done being a little pitiable bitch and finally does something, he's going to be the most terrifying antagonist the show has ever seen. Because Vox, I think he can be redeemed. Because, the whole point of redeeming sinners in hell is that they're evil. Angel Dust killed a guy. Serpentius is the least example of it, because all he did was watch somebody die, and then he started making death rays in hell. So he was pretty much, he just needed to do one good deed, and he was like, oh, perfect. Angel Dust is going to take some more time, because he killed someone, and he's, pretty entrenched in the evils. And I feel like Vox is a step or two above that. But it's going to take some time. It could take an entire season. But I feel like once Vox is taken down a peg and probably falls to rock bottom and loses all of his power, he's going to come crawling back to Charlie. Because obviously the V's are going to betray him. Valentino and Velvet are going to be like, yeah, Alistair, you made a point. Yeah, you got a good point. Let's fuck over Vox. And Alistair's going to be like, oh, lovely. And Alistair's, I don't know what he's doing. But Vox is going to have no one at the end of season 2. I can just see it. And so what's he gonna do? Vox needs people. Because if he doesn't have the V's, then at least he has his cult of followers. And when he doesn't have his cult of followers, because he's going to get humiliated in front of all of hell, because he's all bark and a little bite. A little bit of bite. But he's going to come crawling to Charlie. Because, of course, she's going to give him a chance. And, I don't know, this might factor into if Angel Dust gets redeemed at the end of season 2. Like, if they have, another big, at the end of the final battle, someone gets redeemed. And then it's Angel, and he gets to go be with his sister and whatever, and be with Penchus. And they're like, wow, that's so cool! They might have more than one redemption at the end of season 2. Just so, all of hell can be like, ah, yes, aha. And that way you could feasibly have Vox in the hotel, without Angel just being like, it's the he. And it's the same reason I don't think Valentino or Velvet could ever be redeemed. Because Vox needs something. He needs people. And he has that sort of pathos at his core. It's what drives him to want Alistair so bad. He has such a heart. It's just a very evil heart right now. And I think if the show really wants to be ballsy and go with its whole theme, because if it was going to be cynical about it, they wouldn't have redeemed Penchus. If they'd said redemption is possible, they wouldn't have. Charlie's the protagonist. She's going to be proven right in the end. I think there is going to be this sort of mass redemption at the end of the show. And I think Vox is going to be a prime example of that. Of Angel's was a little nasty. A little bit nasty. A very minor on the nastiness scale. Vox is almost prime nastiness. But he's got that core within him. Valentino and Velvet, they're both vapid and selfish, and they don't have anything beneath the surface of their selfish, narcissistic evil. They don't like not being appreciated by Vox, but that's because Vox out-narcissisms them, because he has so much insecurity under it. Valentino and Velvet are just like, I'm powerful and I want to hurt people, yippee! Vox has that sense of purpose, which is why I find him so compelling, because he's got a dream. He feels like a Disney villain with the heart of a Disney princess buried deep within. And I think if they do try to redeem him, which I hope they do, and he can still continue to beef with Alistair in the hotel, which I think will be really funny. If Alistair does fully come back to the hotel after he escapes from the V's clutches, I think that would be a really, really fun dynamic. Because Adam is just going to be a prick. He's pretty much bad to the bone. I think Vox isn't bad to the bone. I think the way that he expresses it is very, very clearly showing signs of someone who does have a narcissistic personality. But I don't want to say he's not all bad. Because right now he is. Right now he's pure evil. But I think there's something within him that can be redeemed. Yeah. I've been going for 9 whole minutes. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Vox. And I think that he's going to stick around. Valentino and Velvet, I don't want them to get rid of Joel Perez. Or, can't remember Velvet's voice actors. But I love them. The V's are such entertaining characters. I don't want them to go away. But hey, we gotta wait till episode 7 and 8 come out next Wednesday. So, I guess we'll see what happens then. But until then, Vox Populi, the people's voice.